Video is going to be a little bit of a longer one, so just get yourself a drink and let's buckle in. Hi everybody, today is February 25th, it's Monday, it's day 25 of Plan As You Go, where I show you how I use my Erin Condren, my Powersheets, and my bullet journal in tandem for an entire month. I need to get my bullet journal set up for the week, and I need to get my Powersheets finished for February, like do the February like wrap up work and then fill out the March. So there's going to be kind of a lot going on in today's video, just as a forewarning. And for now, I'm just going to check off what I did yesterday, which wasn't much. I did walk, we had no electronics time, and I did my Powersheets, but that was about it. I actually had a really kind of ambitious day yesterday planned. I had a whole bunch of stuff outside of the house to do. I'm gonna set my Powersheets to the side. We're gonna come back to these in a little bit, but for now I just wanna get my Erin Condren, my bullet journal set up, and then we'll come back to the Powersheets. And I will say, looking at this, I definitely need to get the family planning time done, the days off scheduled, and finish my tax prep. The monthly budget meeting is also this week. So if I can get those knocked out, then I will feel really good going into next month. Anyway, I wound up filming Plan With Me in the morning, and then rushing to drive my kids to Owl, and then rushing back home and finishing filming and getting ready, then rushing back to church to do what I need to do there. Then at my meeting after church, then rushed home, edited my Plan With Me, rushed to a lunch with my friends, then came back and uploaded my Plan With Me. So it was basically go, go, go. And so all of the things I had wanted to get done on top of that didn't get touched. And I don't feel bad about it. This is a case, I think, of unreasonable expectations as opposed to me being a slacker, which was the case on Saturday. Okay, looking at today, I need to get my podcast uploaded, the Powersheets check-in, which I'm doing right now, my patron post, kind of put like a dot here, because I also need to plan out some videos that I want to get filmed this week and finally schedule those days off. So those will be things I want to take care of today. And then on top of the rest of that, I really need to hit my inbox. There's a bunch of emails that people are waiting for responses from, and I just haven't had the time to take care of that. And I need to do hella laundry, because that was one thing I did have on my list for the weekend, didn't get done, and now I currently have laundry climbing up my wall and across my floor. So Laundry Mountain has become Laundry Volcano, and I need to just run it all day while I'm doing other things, which is not something I like doing, because then I get my focus distracted from work to laundry, but that's the only way it's gonna get done. And my kids come back from dad's tomorrow, and they're gonna have their own laundry to do. So today is the only day in the next few days that I have unhindered access to my washing machine. All the damn laundry. So that's my day for today. A lot going on, but honestly, I took a shower and put on sweatpants. Like, I don't intend to leave the house today. I don't really have any reason to leave the house today, and I feel like if I can just stay home and continually do laundry and try and work on stuff, I think that'll be productive. I need to get my bullet journal set up for the week. I will actually be setting up for the month, probably tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, I'm not sure. So this is my week, this last week. And a lot of things I didn't finish. So we're gonna be working on that. As you can see, this whole pile of shit that I wanted to be doing didn't get done. So I will be going back to that, but for now I'm just gonna draw in my week, and then I'll do my challenges and we'll move forward. And I'm sorry that my chair keeps squeaking. It is a high priority on my list to replace my shitty office chair with a less shitty office chair, but I have not had the time to go hunting, and on top of that, I'm likely gonna have to order it online, and I hate ordering chairs online because I wanna be able to sit in it. I'm not answering any questions in today's video, and it's not because I don't want to answer your questions, because that's not true. But I've found that when I do the Powersheets prep work, it's introspective, and I need to kind of save my brain cells for doing that, as opposed to splitting my focus in two different directions. And I don't feel like that's something that I really should be doing in today's video. I'm gonna come back to making this list in a few minutes, but for now I'm gonna go and do my challenges. And the first challenge is my doodles, and today it is lavender. I did like a little small lavender because I'm running out of space. And my husband pointed out that there isn't going to be any room for my eggplant, and he thought that that was a shame. So I'm trying to save room for like the eggplant of the rising sun in the background. And then the lettering challenge for today is You Really Got Me. For this to-do list, I think I'm going to start it with going off of everything I haven't gotten done yet this month on my monthly to-do list, if I think I can do it this month. So that is everything off of my February task list. Now looking at my weekly list from last week, there are a couple of things on here as well that need to get done. And I think that's my to-do list for the week. It's got all of the things I have not finished yet and some newer things like the patron giveaway post, an agenda for my meeting at church this week, moving money, doing downloads for next month, etc. So a lot of stuff, but hopefully I'll be able to get it done. I also have one more. I need to film 3 videos. Now that I've got that list together, I am going to create my to-do list for today, and then we're going to get into my power sheets. I'm also wondering, am I going to continue what I've been doing in my bujo? I didn't do any change of setup in February. I just continued the same thing I've been doing. And I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do that again next month or if maybe I'm gonna switch it out of the black and gray to maybe like one color. I'm liking the one color, I'm liking the simplicity of it, but I kind of would like a little bit more, like a different color, maybe like peach or so, I don't know, something. And I also do need to do some more memory keeping. The funny thing is I haven't really done much this month that has required memory keeping. I've been kind of a homebody and we haven't done a lot. I probably will need to memory keep the musical that Katie's involved in, but that's not going to be until March because that's when we're going to see it. I have a picture that I'm likely going to put for my favorite picture of the month already. It's already picked out, but I wanted to memory keep this month. I just didn't have anything particularly interesting. It's been a lot of same old, same old. Maybe I'll memory keep plan as you go. I wonder how I would do that. I don't know. Here's my list for the day. This video, the power sheet stuff, the patron things. I'm gonna pull some numbers from my YouTube channel. I've got to edit the podcast for today. I've been running chronically behind on my podcast lately, and I don't know why that is. I don't know, maybe it's the plan as you go has been making it harder. I'm not sure. Plus then the laundry. So this is actually a lot of stuff, but I feel like it's a little bit more reasonable of a list than yesterday, maybe because I don't need to go anywhere. And it's amazing how even if you're going just down the street, having to leave the house adds so much extra time to whatever you're doing. The time it takes to get dressed and get in the car and blah, blah, blah. And so since I don't plan on going anywhere today, I feel like I'm not gonna have to worry about my day being disrupted, allegedly. Right now, we are gonna go back into my power sheets for February, wrap these up, and then start the March situation. So let's take a look for a second at my February power sheets. Put a big circle around this tax shit together, and that is not something that I have done yet. I still have a few more days left, but I have kind of procrastinated on it. I've done a little bit of it, but I've not done enough. This calendar that I put together, honestly, I didn't touch it again. This was kind of a waste of time, so I don't think I'm gonna do that again. Looking at the month so far, there are a couple of things I haven't done yet, but there are quite a few other things I've made significant progress on. As an example, scheduling budget times, getting my church stuff planned out. Some of this work here, not done, but a lot of work done, doing a date night, planning March's business, cleaning and organizing the office. I've done a lot of cooking with cauliflower, although I still need to do that one more time. I've meal planned. I decluttered my closet completely, which was amazing. So things like that, and then no electronics time, the power sheets, and the walk for 20 minutes all have gotten a hearty amount of work. It's Headspace that did kind of take a dump. Now looking at these, top priority, work-life harmony, and no is a complete sentence. I did wind up saying no. I said no to something yesterday, no to a big ask, and I was like, this is just not the time for a big volunteer project, and I was proud of myself for that. But for work-life harmony, I don't know if I made progress on having it be better, but I don't think it got worse. I feel like this plan as you go month, where I have to do a lot of filming every single day, normally that takes a giant toll on my life, and this month it hasn't. This month it actually has felt fairly natural, which has been really nice. Like I've been enjoying it a lot more. Maybe in part because of the way I've been doing and answering questions, I don't know, but I've been enjoying it a lot more, and I've been able to really compartmentalize filming it. The only time it's ever really been a problem has been Sundays, and that's because my Sundays are usually jam-packed, and so it's hard to squish it in. But every other day of the week, including Saturdays, I've been able to do it and not have it feel like a massive drain on my life, which has been really nice. So maybe I have made some progress on work-life harmony. As for organization and decluttering, I did my closet and I have done the majority of my office. So I did those things. So I need to now plan out what is going to be next month's decluttering project. I think I should tackle the kitchen in March, the whole kitchen. Some of you guys might be like, that is a big ask for March. My kitchen is miniature, barely any cabinet space, counter space. It is a galley kitchen and it is tiny. I want to get the kitchen decluttered because I need to finish some painting and trim work in the kitchen, and it'll be easier to do that once the whole kitchen has been kind of cleaned out. And my car to it. Here's the thing. The thing I know is going to be the most difficult decluttering job for me are my books. I have so many books. I have books in the house, all over the house. I have boxes of books in the garage. I have shelves of books in the garage. I am a book hoarder, and I need to go through them and donate some and weed them out because I don't have room in my house for all of them, and if they're in the garage in boxes, they're not being read. I'm a rereader. I do have value in keeping my books, but I don't need to keep all of them. So that's gonna come, I think, after I've decluttered some other areas where I'm maybe not as emotionally invested. And my kitchen and my car, I think, are two areas I can do that. So I am going to do my month in review here, and I am going to just fill the whole thing out, and then when I'm done filling it out, I will go over it with you. This month I'm especially grateful to our friend who came over. He's a plumber. He fixed a major plumbing problem we've been struggling with for several months now, and he didn't charge us much. He charged us friends and family prices, which took a big amount of stress off of our back to A, have it fixed, and B, not have to decimate our savings to pay for a problem. I'm also grateful for my kid Katie, because Katie has had a bit of a rocky time lately for various reasons, and instead of closing up and withdrawing, Katie has just pushed and tried to make the best of things and has come out on the other side of it feeling good about it. And that resilience is something I was really excited to see developing. I'm also grateful for my new therapist. I've had a couple sessions with her. Goals that are growing well, I got a few of those this month. Treating myself well has been going pretty good. Creating an environment I am proud of. The fact that my closet and my office are both relatively done is not, there was a point in the month where I thought that wasn't gonna happen with either of them. And then they both got done within the same few days, and I was like, fuck yeah. So that feels good. And establishing a more balanced work life. I was able to do plan as you go this month and not feel like work was consuming my life, and to me that is a sign that I am on the right path. Choosing grace over guilt in the case of not using Headspace, which seems small, but when you look at once in an entire month, it makes you wonder why am I bothering? But I think I still need to bother, but I'm not gonna hate on myself for not doing it, allegedly. Progress I'm celebrating even if it was small. This actually has to do with my vegetable of the month. Cauliflower has not been quite as successful of an experiment as arugula. We found some things we really liked. We found some things we were meh. But the arugula experiment, everything we tried was good, and this month we made several of those dishes again. So the goal of this one vegetable a month is for me to introduce other vegetables that are going to be renal diet friendly into my life, because my favorite vegetables like broccoli are super high in potassium, and when I have to start really regulating what I eat because of my kidney disease, most of my favorite vegetables are going to be off limits to me or in small quantities, and I'm picky. So finding new vegetables and fruits that I can eat on a regular basis is a goal for me. And the fact that we tried the arugula in January, and in February, several of those recipes made a reappearance, some of them more than once, shows that at least in the case of arugula, the experiment worked. Favorite memory from this month? I got to go out to lunch with RJ, just the two of us, because Katie has been doing so many rehearsals, and this was a day where RJ had no school, but my husband still had work, so we went out to lunch together. We got to see the river being super high after all of the rain. We don't get a lot of time just on our own, so that was nice. A lesson I learned, especially this last week, was to be realistic about my expectations on myself each day. When I make my daily to-do list, there was a while I was really good at it, and then I've sort of gotten ambitious lately, and now it's setting myself up for failure. And when I look at my bullet journal and I see in the past 10 days that 5 of those days, half of the to-do list didn't get done, that doesn't mean that I suck ass. It just means that maybe my expectations were a little bit too high. What am I saying no to next month? New band volunteer opportunities. I can see them coming up, and I gotta say no to them until I have like relieved myself of some other expectations. I am gonna be trying to volunteer at bingo once a month to help pay for Katie's tour. I don't want to like get in like a leadership role on any of the things coming up, and my instinct is to say yes, so I'm fighting against that right now. And then I'm saying yes to nights out with friends. Jesse and I have been having some date nights, but we have some friends who want to hang out with us, and we need to just make a priority about that. So that is my month in review. I still have some other things hopefully to finish before the end of February, but for now we're gonna move forward into March. And this first section is the whole what's stressing me out, fears I have, and I'm hopeful that. So that is what I'm gonna work on right now, and we will talk about it as soon as I am done. All right, so here is my thing, the taxes, which was also a big thing on my list in February. As I didn't get a lot of work done, it's still kind of looming over. I may have to go back in for surgery to bring the vein of my fistula closer to the surface, and that's something that's stressing me out. We'll find out more about that soon when I get an ultrasound. My kids have been having a lot of up and downs lately, and that's been stressing me out quite a bit. There's a bunch of work we need to get done around the house. Right now it's hard because of the weather, but as the weather starts to get better, it's going to become more present, and it's just one of those things that like neither my husband nor I are really like inclined to get good at, and so it comes up and then we both worry that it's not getting done, and it's a stress situation. The fears I have, again, potential surgery. There's some stuff going on with some people at my church that's not directly impacting me, but it is impacting people I'm friendly with, and I worry sometimes that it's going to impact other things that I am more directly associated with. So that's a fear I have. And then I added taxes again as well. My hopes are that I can finish the first quarter in my business strong, since I've been trying to pay attention to some things. That we'll get our house painted as soon as the weather is better, and that my kids maybe will get in line. Big hopes for that. So now I am going to work on this, where it's the stuff on my calendar, important to-dos, and what I'm excited for. Here's what we've got so far. For my calendar, we've got school musical. Katie's got a concert. The kids graduate from OWL. My husband has a gig that I'm going to want to go to on St. Patrick's Day. There's a big fundraiser happening for the kids, for the band kids, that I am going to volunteer at, and I'm just excited to go to. And then quarter one of my business ends. Important to-dos this month, taxes. We just need to get them done this month. Decluttering my car and kitchen, writing a sermon I'm giving at the beginning of April, and planning quarter two in my business. And I'm excited for the Jamboree I just talked about, trying some new video series out based on feedback from you guys during Plan As You Go, and doing a patron giveaway. Not a lot. March is not, there's a lot of like little things going on, but nothing big. Bigger stuff is coming. Oh, and I'm pretty sure the Pre-Go Wild meetup is gonna be in March. Make what happens matter this month. Write out all you want to cultivate or accomplish this month, the brainstorm, and then simplify and prioritize it. So that is what I'm going to work on right now. And I'm going to keep referring back to my goal lists for the things that I have not done yet that I'd like to get working on. Oh, I forgot. Another big important to do this month is get our GA tickets. I'll also say that in March, there'll be episode number 50 of the podcast, which is going to be awesome. Okay, so there's a lot on here, some financial stuff, some work stuff, some around the house stuff, kind of things from every area of my goal setting. I'm not crossing anything off here because a lot of these things I would like to do. But when I start dividing up on my tending list, we'll kind of decide where things need to go. So I need some encouraging words for this month. I'm actually pulling from Venus Williams, and she says, set realistic goals, keep reevaluating, and be consistent. Those are all things in my life I need to work on right now. Taxes are my top goal this month. I might have put something like woo woo or whatever on there, but nope, taxes. All right, so here are my monthly tasks for the month. Doing the taxes, analysis of my business for quarter 1, and then playing out quarter 2, scheduling the volunteer dates for bingo, date night with my husband, finishing my email list work, monthly budget meeting with my husband, monthly numbers audit for my business, declutter my kitchen, and make a to-watch movies list with my husband, which is something that will contribute to us with future date nights. So nice kind of display of different priorities on this list. As for my weekly action items, also a nice spread of different categories. And there's one on here I want to kind of explain. But cooking with carrots, that's the item we're picking for this month. After cauliflower, I want to go with something that I know we like, but we are in a rut with how I usually only cook carrots as part of like stew, or I eat them with ranch. So finding new ways to interact with carrots is going to be a big thing. Meal planning weekly, family planning time weekly, that's something we have not gotten a handle on yet, but we're going to work on it. Decluttering a section of my kitchen, and I'm actually going to consider my car also in here. If I do my car, that'll count. Updating my budget, reconciling my business spreadsheet, the coaching work, and then inbox 0, which I put under the goal of foster more quiet space. And the reason I put that is because my inbox actually is a mixture of things. It's all of the stuff for work, but it's also all of my church business, all of the stuff that comes in from the kids' school, all of these things coming in, and I am chronically behind on my inbox, and it causes me a lot of stress. If I can make it a habit to zero out my inbox each week, at some point during the week, that will help negate some of the stress I feel when I look and see all of the notifications on my phone, and I think that will help me come to a more quiet place in my mind when I don't always have somebody else's requests hanging over my head. So that's why I categorized it there as opposed to business or somewhere else. I figured that was actually the most appropriate place. And I'm gonna use one of these Make It Happen stickers for the family planning time, as we struggled really hard to find a time for that and didn't do it this last month, and we really could have used it. This way it'll be a reminder that this is something I really want to focus on. As for my daily action items and habits, I'm going to keep the headspace on there and the no electronics time on there. I am going to take Powersheets off of it because for 2 months now I have checked in with them almost every day, and I feel like I don't need to continue check that off. But obviously headspace needs some more work. Walking, the no electronics time, and I have a couple of other things I want to add to this list that have kind of come into my life in February. So as you can see, the majority of my weekly habits I want to be working on, or daily habits, are in the my taking care of myself category, which makes sense. I think that's something I really need to focus on. So the no devices for my family, it's usually dinner time for us where we don't do electronics. Using the Headspace app, walking 20 minutes, doing my skincare routine, and that's morning and night. And then morning pages, which is something, it's from the Artist's Way. You can hear a lot of people talking about it in their morning routines. I've been starting to dabble with it. The biggest reason being is that I want to journal more, but I have never been in a good habit of journaling. So doing something like morning pages, where it's in the morning when you wake up and it just becomes your habit, might get me into the swing of it, whether that's if I continue to do it in the morning or I decide to do it at a different time. Here is my monthly tending list. Now, as for wild cards, this last month, it was kind of a hit and miss as to whether or not I actually used them. And I think I'm gonna take these two right here, this relationship tending and self-care. Actually, I think I'm only gonna go with the one, and I think the reason I'm gonna do that is because last month there was one I used and one I didn't use, and the previous month there was one I used and one I didn't use, so maybe just using one is probably setting myself up for more success. And so I'm gonna use this self-care one. I'm gonna fill this out really quick. So here's just some ideas about self-care that I'm going to be working on, a lot of which I have already talked about, and setting up some dates by myself to go to a museum or to go to just the coffee shop by myself, to get out of the house. That's big for me, plus getting out of the house more with my husband. So here are my power sheets for the month of March. I hope that this was interesting for you to see kind of how I've been working my way through them, how I'm kind of trying to balance out the different parts of my life. I feel like this is a reasonable list, and if I can just get taxes done this month, then I feel like a giant weight will have been lifted. So I would love to hear from you. What are the things that you are looking forward to in March? What are the big things you need to tackle in March? And maybe my real question is, have you done your taxes yet? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in tomorrow's Plan As You Go video.